Morning everybody, it's Benja, the Body Whisperer. How are you doing today? I wanted to redo my 7 movements. Not because anything was wrong with the other 7 movements, I just thought it was kind of, I live in a desert that's kind of, I think it's beautiful in its own way. This is part of my walk, so I wanted to just kind of capture that for myself, and then also to get a chance for you guys to see. There's another spot that I do want to check out at some point before I leave here. Maybe I'll do something up there. But this is kind of the walk that I do from, I always go get my cup of coffee and home. So this is kind of, it feels a little, this one area here feels like home to me in a way. So I'm gonna just do my 7 movements again. This is the Dubai edition. I have a couple of my little tools, my gripper and my rubber band. So first off, I'm gonna try and do it in the same order as I did before. So it's gonna start off, and as you can see my feet, we're gonna do the reach. So we're trying to reach every side, and then back, then back, and reach, and reach, 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 back, and reach. And I like to do anywhere from 4, it just kind of depends. I'll do one more, that's a pretty good amount, down to the corner. And when you're doing this, remember to twist, you're really trying to open up and wake up those hips, and then we're just gonna end with a few of these. Just waking up that spine. Breathe. All right, that's good. So remember to breathe in that, and then also what you're trying to do is you're just trying to be as long reach as possible. You're really, like if you're trying to reach for a rope in each quadrant down, so it's like low, mid, high, and then back. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the, might get a little dusty here. I'll just turn to the side so you can see. Again, this is waking up those muscles here. We sit at the computer a lot like this, and these muscles elongate. And I noticed that was a place for me. So you can see what I'm doing. It's just simple, just waking that up. I'm gonna do, it depends on the I guess the tension of the rope or the rubber band you get, depending on what it is. I just like to go until I feel kind of that burn. You don't have to do a ton. It's the little by little, it's the little over time. So then afterwards I like to stretch out my chest. Really breathe into that. And I might do a couple more. Sometimes I just do that. So yeah, that's good. I'm feeling it right here. Waking those muscles up. We need to wake those muscles up. All right, then we're gonna do the gripper. This is Captains of Crush. I try to just do 10 on each side or 15, depending on how I'm feeling. It's funny if you work out the day before or something, sometimes you're just not as strong. Might be something you ate, might be just your sleep. But I try and just keep it even, and then I'll switch back and forth at the end, usually just to, but that's it. You know, I'm just waking those up, just reminding myself I have these muscles there. And then what we're gonna do is drop into a deep squat. Again, you can do the version where you lay on the ground and put your feet, but I didn't bring a mat, so I'm not gonna be able to do it today. So I'll get into the side just so you can see. So I'm trying to keep my back straight, or not rounded, I'm trying to keep it up. And then what I'm doing is opening up my hips. And then breathing into that lower back. By doing this, you're kind of crunching your front, which is a good reminder, you have a whole back to breathe into, so breathe into it. Do as much as you can for this. Probably no more than a minute. You don't really need. Sometimes I'll sit like this for 15 minutes or so if I'm watching a movie or something like that. But again, it's mostly about getting that open. And if you're new to it, your Achilles might be super tight, or your hips might be super tight, or it might just be painful. Just do what you can. And like I said, the other version is you lay down on the ground and then you just like open up your hips to the sides. And you're starting to get that. Do that for a while. If you consistently do that, then you can move on to that. So we've done that. Now we're gonna do the side stretch. So feet together, hands go out to a T, and then what you're gonna do is reach up and over. So this hand follows down but doesn't put support on the leg. And then think about not necessarily crunching this side, but you're kind of elongating up and out. That's what I try and tell my voice students. So what you're doing is you're waking this up, this rib cage, and you're getting into these side muscles, which tend to get really tight. So we're just gonna hold that. You can hold that for like 30 seconds. It starts to get to be it's an easy stretch, but it can get to be tough. And I'm always a little tighter on this side. Just something to observe which side you're tighter on. We're trying to go for balance again, because when you're in imbalance, that's when you can get injured. So let's say you're super flexible in one place and you're like, you can do all this, but then you're super tight in another. That's a recipe for disaster. Like if I've known some people, people who are super flexible up top, not down below. And actually, I was flexible down below, and I've been working at getting my upper. It seems like I've held more in my chest, and so they've been coming more into balance, and I've been feeling better. So that's something. So then the final one, actually no, two more. So we did that. We're gonna do yeah, you can see me. This is the undulation. We're trying to keep and what I like about this is it incorporates your perception of where you are in space. But what you're trying to do is like hinge at the hips to a point when you're almost like a tabletop, and then relax it, and then rolling up the spine. And what you'll feel is you're engaging your ankles, your knees, your hips, all your vertebrae as you move up the top. So this is something that you're trying to get this undulation with your body, if that makes sense. So I'll do one more of those so you can see it. Just practice a few of these. Have somebody watch my video, have somebody watch you. We can continue. I can maybe do just a workshop on that at some point. And then the final one is these hips. So what we're gonna do here, so you can see it, what we're trying to get away from is if you typically walk around with your hips cocked up and out, or some people have them rounded, we're trying to find a neutral position. So a way to kind of get that sensation is to play with the bowl. What I like to say is like that whole bowl of the hips. So you want to go to cock your hips up and then cock your hips back. Up and back, and then side to side, and then front and back and side to side, front, back, side, and then what I like to do is just roll it out throughout that kind of feeling. And right now I'm feeling a little bit of tightness right here, whereas everywhere else it seems to be pretty good. So when I when I kind of perch my butt out like that, it feels a little bit, it starts to engage this muscle. So, and that's a known thing for me. Like I know that's an area. I had a prior injury, and that became kind of I relied on it so much. I think I kind of overused it, and it has a tough time disengaging. So that's something I have to work on, and reminding me of this is a good thing. So that's pretty much it thank you so much. It's warm out here. I decided to wear black for some reason. I'm not sure why. So yeah, have a great day. Again, Binge of the Body Whisperer. This is about a 10-minute video. Hope you're doing well. Keep up with the work, and we'll talk to you soon.